In my role, I work with students with disabilities. And one of the barriers that I want to help break is I really want to help our students feel like they're typically included so that the barriers of being different are breached.
At Barrett, we have a lot of immigrant families, and so I think sometimes coming into the school setting can be overwhelming. So I find it very important to make sure that families feel comfortable with us as a staff, but then also just being a part of the community.
We really are trying to achieve academic excellence in each of our students, irrespective of their home environment. Our goal is for students to be academically successful, and it's our job to break those barriers.
When it comes to mental health, there's a lot of shame and pride, and also just how do I find help? And so I help families and students in Arlington who need to find that help.
So we as social workers, we have a phenomenal job that we get to be on site, on location, when students go into that panic or go into that heightened sense of anxiety. The skills we're teaching now are crucial for adolescents to take into adulthood. The skills that we are able to teach as social workers are strategies to identify those emotional, mental, invisible barriers that impede an education or can have an impact on the child's education. So social workers are the front-hand lines to helping tame that anxiety.
My job is to work with all of the school social workers to uphold the McKinney-Vento Homeless Education Act, which is federal legislation aimed at specifically removing barriers to education for children who have lost their housing. So as a school division, we don't find housing for families, but social workers link families to resources within Arlington County to help them find housing and to help them get access to basic needs like food and clothing and access to affordable health care.
We are trained mental health professionals, and so often what we're doing is having staff, teachers, admin in a building understand the barriers of what's preventing a child from being successful and what we can do to have that success. So it may be behavioral concerns, it could be basic needs, it could be a history of trauma with a child. And so we're trying to kind of reduce those barriers in the academic setting.
I think we play a big role in supporting our students' social emotional growth, which, impacts their academics so much, and just kind of really giving them the tools to reach their full potential.
There's so much that can get in the way of a student having the capacity to learn. And so the social worker really connects families to resources that help break down socioeconomic barriers that can really help a student show up and just be there and be available to learn.